Hi, my name is Dominik Zbogar, and I'm an application engineer for rotary and linear encoders. Today, we are going to mount the Artos system, which consists of a flexible magnetic scale DS19 and an enclosed read head DHL. We will be mounting them on the mock-up for a partial arc reading. Let us examine the steps. The assembly mocks up an application in which the reading of the partial arc is required. The flexible absolute scale can be installed on the smallest diameter of 200 mm. The Artos system provides an absolute position immediately after switching on. The scale is mounted on the partially rotating axis and the read head is mounted on the stationary part. Information on required installation tolerances and other design requirements can be found in the product documentation. Extra tip: the Artos system works on RLS proprietary magnetic technology. Therefore, it is sensitive to the external magnetic field emitted by the motors or any other sources. Take additional measures, for example, a ferrous shield to redirect the magnetic field or increase the distance to the source to ensure that exposure to the magnetic field is minimized and within the specified limits. The drawings in our datasheets show the installation tolerances in relation to the radial, axial, and tangential offsets, and the yaw, pitch, and roll rotations. Some tolerances must be considered during the design phase, and some tolerances can be adjusted during assembly. Our mock-up design ensures a correct axial offset and yaw rotation of the read head relative to the scale. Therefore, only the radial and tangential offsets as well as the pitch and roll rotation must be adjusted during installation. For this purpose, we recommend using an installation tool provided by RLS. The installation tool positions the read head optimally to ensure operation and achieve better system performance. The magnetic scale must be attached to the surface using the adhesive located on the underside of the scale. In addition, both ends of the scale must be pinned down with fasteners through appropriate holes or another alternative method. This is to prevent the edges from peeling off. We do not recommend using only one or the other. We recommend that you check whether the length of the scale matches the construction of the shaft before final installation. To do this, place the scale over the shaft and check that the holes at both ends almost overlap. The liner that protects the adhesive on the bottom of the scale increases the diameter, so at the moment we do not see a complete overlap. Once the liner is removed, the installation holes will overlap. On the right side of the scale, the slot hole is located. It can digest some of the shaft tolerance and thermal expansion that may occur. The shaft design with an installation lip guides the scale along the whole circumference. This type of shaft greatly simplifies the scale installation. First, clean the bracket and the shaft from dirt and dust with a simple cloth and alcohol. Plan the orientation of the scale relative to the read head in advance. For correct orientation, please refer to the print on the scale and the engraving on the read head. For correct orientation, the engraved side of the read head must face the underside of the print on the scale. Start by peeling off around 40 mm of the liner that protects the adhesive. Overlap the hole of the scale with the hole of the shaft and press it down so that the adhesive grips, and insert the first fastener, ARC00M2.5. Tighten it with a torque of 0.3 Nm. Now, slowly peel off the liner while pressing the scale to the shaft. Rotate the shaft and repeat the process until you have reached the end of the scale. Install the remaining ARC00 fastener and tighten it to 0.3 Nm. The runout of the shaft can be checked with dial gauge indicator to ensure that the radial offset between the read head and the scale is maintained over the entire range of motion. This is especially important for larger shaft diameters where the machine tolerances are not as great. The measuring wheel tip can be placed directly on the elastoferrite layer of the magnetic scale. The run-out plus the actual installed radial tolerance must not exceed the maximum allowable radial tolerance of the reed head specified in the datasheet for a given diameter. We also recommend to locate and mark the peak of the run-out. This will be a location on which the position of the reed head is adjusted to prevent the reed head from colliding with the scale while rotating. Place the reed head on the bracket and double-check the orientation. Now insert two M3 fasteners through the bracket and tighten them slightly so that the reed head can still move. Based on the shaft diameter, the appropriate installation tool must be selected. Insert the dedicated installation tool between the magnetic scale and the reed head. Now push the reed head toward the direction of the scale and tighten the fasteners to 1.2 Nm. The reed head is now aligned in a tangential and pitch directions. To align the reed head in the radial and roll directions, tighten the fasteners at the bottom while maintaining the relation between the reed head and scale with the installation tool. The reed head is now perfectly aligned in all directions. The installation tool can now be removed. We can optionally apply the cover foil CF15 to provide additional protection for the scale. The cover foil provides protection against dust and small particles that may be present in the application. The cover foil does not protect the scale from liquids. The elastoferrite is still exposed on both sides. We can check the correctness of the installation with E2019S interface. It is recommended to rotate clockwise and counterclockwise to ensure that the LED is constantly green. This would mean that the encoder is correctly installed and that the absolute position is valid over the entire range of motion. The green LED starts to flash. This means that the encoder is under the power, but communication between the controller and the reed head is not established. Once the reed head is connected to the interface, the parameters must be set. To set up the correct parameters, we must read the part numbering from the reed head. In some cases, setting up the interface by reading the part number is not possible, but you can always rely on the information from the datasheet to link the information with the actual part number. The DC means bis C output that works up to 5 MHz, and 001 after DC means 1 micrometer of resolution. The length of the position data is determined by the resolution. In our case, it is 25 bits. The BIS-C protocol always contains two status bits, error and warning, which are inverted by default, and a standard CRC that is 6 bits long. For details on the BIS-C communication protocol, please refer to the datasheet. We can also set the error and warning status to be displayed in colors for easier observation. What we see is an absolute position in millimeters in the entire range of motion. In case of inadequate or incorrect installation, a warning or error is triggered, which can be recognized by the orange or red LED and seen in the interface. In such cases, the relation between the reed head and the ring must be readjusted. To connect the encoder directly to the end application, please refer to the specifications provided in our datasheets. For more information about the Artos encoder system, please visit our website. If you have any questions about our products, we are also available by email.